This is the Kerry Way, a path older than memory, winding through valleys once carved by ice and over ridges that have watched centuries pass. From the still waters of Killarney's lakes to the crashing waves at Waterville, each step tells a story of nature, of endurance, of belonging. A place that humbles you, tests you, and stays with you long after the journey ends.
I feel like I'm very competitive, but Nick is, like I said.
Day one on the Kerry Trail, finally made it here after 10-11 months of planning. We're currently about just over 8 miles in. So flew into Cork last night from Heathrow. The airline had tried to move our flight, so we had 5 minutes of heart attack while they solved that. Finally got here, got a taxi into Cork, stayed overnight, got the train out 6:25 in the morning to Killarney. Just waited for the outdoor shop to open so we could get some gas and set off just after 9:30. So it's about 1:30 now in the afternoon. We're looking to do about 14 miles today. So far it's been relatively easy. Weather's fairly good, so not too shabby, but yeah, no blisters yet, no complaints yet. Not sure where we'll camp later. This place would be perfect, but we still need to walk another probably 5-6 miles today, so I don't think it's really a feasible option.
Kerry Way to Black Valley.
So it's the morning of day 2. Yesterday we planned to walk 14 miles. We got to Lord Brandon's cottage, which is about 13 miles in. Couldn't find anywhere to camp, so we ended up camping 18 miles along the stretch, which I guess is fine in the long run. Toes feeling a bit sore. Lovely place here. although we looked out of the tents at about 9 o'clock last night, suddenly saw about 100 sheep being led into the field. Luckily the farmer took them way past us, but this tidal wave of sheep. Today, hoping to do 16 miles, I think. See how that goes. It's not looking too bad. It rained in the night, but it's looking pretty dry today, so see how we go. This morning the weather's been awesome. Worked our way through past Black Valley. Thought we were going to get to a B&B / cafe, Stepping Stone it's called in the guidebook, but that seems to have been shut years and years ago. Then ascended and descended, massive mountain. Had a bit of a bath in the stream behind. Don't know if you can see the stream. We're going to head on to Glencar, where I think there's a shop and a post office, so see where that gets us to. The weather is awesome, the scenery is magnificent, pretty good so far, but I think the weather's going to get a bit rough tomorrow, so trying to make as much progress as we can today. Day 2 was pretty tough. Started off with a lot of up and down. Amazing views though. Definitely worth the climb, but yeah, really hard. Felt like we didn't make that much progress for the first sort of 8-9 miles because of the ascent and descent. Got about 11 miles in, got to Glencar. Stopped at a pub, pint of Guinness. Had something to eat, and that fueled us for another few miles, so we finished up 14 miles. It's raining now though. Today we're going to go to Glenby for some lunch and then push on. We need to do about 16 miles or so. So day 4, we're looking to get to Waterville today. Yesterday we did 18 miles, so we went up to Glenby from where we camped just outside Glencar, and then we worked our way round. And we've skipped, is it Caer Daniel, the spur, because we're camping and we don't need to get to a hotel. It's so difficult to find somewhere to camp though. In the end we ended up camping just outside a farmer's field and no one disturbed us, so that was alright. We're about 2 miles in today. We're looking to cover just over 16 to get to Waterville this evening. Hopefully there will be a burger and a couple of pints of Guinness waiting, but the views are awesome. The weather, don't bother checking the weather forecast because it changes. It's meant to be sunny. As you can see, not much sun around. So end of day 4, and we are currently camping in Waterville, which if I flick the camera around, camping opposite a fun fair. So essentially we're just on the seafront, but I think on Facebook it was some people were camping here previously, so it seems okay. No one's kind of bothered us. Again, nowhere else to camp. Had a great burger, I had a couple of Guinnesses for dinner, so that was pretty good. Completed the mileage today. Kind of tough because there were two ridges we walked along and they just kept undulating. This book, absolute rubbish. The map on it itself is absolute tosh. They don't mark any of the roads, they don't mark trees, plantations, any other paths. Most of the streams aren't marked on there as well, so a little bit frustrating that we can't accurately tell where we are. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to do, I think, another 16 miles, so we're going to leave here probably about 7 in the morning, pass through Caer Daniel at lunchtime, so that's 8 miles away, and then look to do another 8 and hopefully find somewhere to pitch up tomorrow. But yeah, my legs feel pretty good. A couple of hot spots which I put Luco tape on, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Before I forget as well, water was definitely a bit of an issue today, so before you start this stage, make sure you have plenty. So we're using a filter. I've got a water drop filter, which I'll probably show you when I'm back at home, but it works well. Gets nice clean water out of the streams, but the problem was we didn't find any streams for easily the first probably sort of 8-9 miles, and that was proving to be quite a challenge. So definitely make sure you stock up on water beforehand.
Always gonna talk, don't I? There's Charlie, dude. A little video between them.
Right, yesterday left Waterville at about 8 in the morning, stopped off supermarket, pick up a few bits. They had a good hot food counter which was excellent. Walked to Kaz Daniel, and that was 8 miles, so got there for lunch, popped into I think the Black Piper for lunch, had a good sandwich, had a good pint of Guinness, then moved on. So we wanted to do another 8 miles towards Sneem. In the end we did 9 because we couldn't find anywhere to camp, which were again a real pain right the way through, really struggling to find anywhere to camp because we got 2 tents. Then it started pouring with rain, found somewhere to camp. Don't know if you can see it behind me. No, it's hidden behind a bush, but pretty nice views. But it was lashing down with rain and wind. Tent stood up really well, so pretty happy with that. Today we're going to go down to Sneem for a little bit of breakfast, and then so that's probably about 4k, just over 2 miles, and then look to finish out with another sort of 16 miles today for the last couple of days. But again, amazing views, difficult to camp, boggy underfoot. My feet have spent probably, I don't know, 70% of the time wet, so it's a little bit, that sucks a little bit. We see a few of the same people. There's not many hikers, there's hardly any people camping at all, which is mental. But I see why, because all of this is just boggy marshland. Can't pitch a tent there. Anyway, let's see how it goes. Day 6 completed. Only did about 15 miles today. Got up a couple of miles through to Sneem. Had an absolutely terrible night because it was just lashing down with rain and wind. Went through to Sneem. There was a bakery there, had a sausage roll. It wasn't the best, very overpriced, but there's a couple of shops further on if you want to go down that route. Then we walked out of there. It was a lot of road walking yesterday, so it wasn't the most interesting, but then we came to the Kenmare River, and that was nice to see. Hopped along there, walked along there for a couple more miles, and we camped up in the woods. So we're about 5 miles short of Kenmare today. Gonna go in there. It's about 6:30 a.m. Now then we're going to have some lunch and then move on to our final camping spot, which we already know is there because it's a lovely small waterfall about 8 miles out of Killarney, where we'll spend our final night. Into day 7, and we've camped at this beautiful waterfall behind me. So we got up dead early, just before where were we? Just before Kenmare. Left the camp at 7 in the morning and got into Kenmare. Had a late breakfast, full Irish, which fueled us to get to where we are. So we're 8 miles short of Killarney. Made amazing progress today. So did another 16 miles or so. So 8 more tomorrow. Felt weird because we're coming back up the same track that we originally came down from Killarney. It's an awesome place to camp, for sure. Although we had a massive group of American tourists come down with a tour guide leader, and it's not legal to camp, so hopefully we don't get kicked out at any stage tonight. But yeah, 8 miles left tomorrow, so we'll leave early, get into lunch, into Killarney probably about 12, and then we will have a couple of Guinness, have some breakfast, or have some lunch. Then we've got to go over to Cork, so we'll get the bus at 2:30, then back to the UK, and put this video all together, reflect on an amazing time. It's been tough for sure, 5 times tougher than the West Highland Way. Lots of climbs, lots of boggy places. It's been beautiful scenery though, lots of places to stop and eat, which has been great as we've been going along to refuel. I've said it a few times before, it's so difficult to wild camp, it's ridiculous. So I probably wouldn't do it again just based on the wild camping aspect, but if you're going to hike between point to point each day and stay at a B&B or hostel, definitely go ahead and do it. Anyway, time for dinner.